Imagine a world without walls. Without a floor or a ceiling. Just blue. Infinite, crushing, silent blue. Now, out of that abyss, something moves. It doesn't swim like a fish. It flies like a dream. It is the giant manta ray. Mobula birostris. For centuries, sailors told stories of demonic sea bats that could pull boats into the depths. They called them devilfish. They were wrong. Dead wrong. Today, we tear away the myth. We dive into the insane biology of the ocean's true ghost, a creature with the largest brain of any fish, a wingspan wider than a pickup truck is long, and a secret life so strange, it reads like science fiction. Let's fix the record. That name, devilfish, came from their cephalic lobes. Those are the two fleshy, horn-like fins that curl out from either side of their mouth. To a terrified sailor in the 1800s, those looked like horns. But watch them feed. Those aren't horns. They are hands. Those lobes unroll to channel water, 10,000 gallons of it per hour, into a gaping maw. But here's the kicker, the manta ray has no teeth. No stinger. No venom. Its mouth is a sieve. A biological strainer filled with gill plates called gill rakers that trap microscopic zoo and phytoplankton. This is a giant vacuum cleaner for the ocean. It is, pound for pound, the most harmless megafauna on the planet. Unless you are a copepod the size of a grain of sand. Then, you are about to enter the digestive express. Sharks have to pump water over their gills. If a shark stops swimming, it suffocates. But the manta, it uses a trick called ram ventilation. Look at its silhouette. It is a hydrofoil. Its pectoral fins aren't just for show. They are wings generating lift. As the manta swims forward at a leisurely 3 knots, water rams into its mouth, flows over the gills, and exits through the slits on its belly. It is a wind tunnel made of flesh. But here is where the biology gets insane. To power those wings, to move that muscle mass, it needs a metabolic engine that can burn fuel for thousands of miles. You see, mantas are not cold like the sea. They are regional endotherms. They can elevate the temperature of their brain and eyes above the freezing water. Why? To think faster. In the deep, cold, dark, when a shark attacks, a cold-blooded fish goes slow. A manta goes light speed. Let's talk about the brain. Because this is the part that scares the biologists. The giant manta ray has the largest brain-to-body mass ratio of any fish in the sea. Larger than a whale shark. Larger than a tuna. We're talking about ratios that compete with birds and mammals. But size isn't everything. It's the architecture. In a typical fish, the brain is mostly dedicated to smelling and instinct. But in the manta, the region analogous to the mammalian cerebral cortex, the part that handles learning, problem-solving, and emotion, is enormous. We know they pass the mirror test. That's the test where you put a colored mark on an animal's body, put them in front of a mirror, and see if they touch the mark on themselves, not the mirror. Mantas do it. They recognize themselves. That means self-awareness. That means a sense of identity. When a manta looks at you, it isn't just seeing a shadow. It is seeing a you. And it is asking, what are you? If they are so smart, where do they hang out? The answer, the underwater country club. Specifically, the cleaning station. Mantas are plagued by parasites. Copepods latch onto their skin. Dead tissue accumulates. They can't scratch their own backs. So they visit the cleaners. Watch this. A manta will hover vertically over a reef. It signals the cleaner fish by darkening its white belly, a color change that acts like an open for business sign. Small fish like the wrasse swim inside the manta's mouth, up into the gill chambers, eating the parasites. The manta could swallow them in a heartbeat. But it doesn't. It holds still. It trusts them. This isn't just symbiosis. This is a social negotiation. And when they aren't cleaning, they are forming hotspots. We've recorded mantas gathering in the hundreds off the coast of Mexico. They somersault. They breach, launching their 2,000-pound bodies completely out of the water. Why? We don't know for sure. Maybe to shake off parasites. Maybe to communicate with a slap on the water that can be heard for miles. Or maybe, just maybe, they are playing. Every giant manta ray has a unique spot pattern on its belly. Like a human fingerprint, no two are alike. But look closer at those spots. You'll see white patches. Those aren't pigment. Those are scars. This one lost a dinner plate-sized chunk of fin to a cookie-cutter shark. That round, perfectly drilled hole. That's from a shark that latches on, twists, and rips out a plug of flesh. And these parallel rake marks? Those are from a sea lion. Believe it or not, sea lions in the Galapagos have learned to bite the tips of manta wings just to watch them spin. Cruelty exists in the wild. But the saddest scars aren't from predators. They are from us. Rope burns. Propeller cuts. Fishing lines sawing through the cephalic lobes. Mantas are curious. They approach boats. That curiosity gets them flayed. This is the true story of how these giants navigate. Satellite tagging has revealed that mantas are transoceanic voyagers. One female we tagged swam 1,100 kilometers in 40 days. That's a marathon every single day. But here's the insane part, she swam in a straight line. No landmarks. No sun at depth. How? Two theories. First, magnetoreception. Mantas likely have crystals of magnetite in their tissue. These crystals align with the Earth's magnetic field, giving them an internal compass. Second, the smell map. The ocean is not uniform. It has chemical plumes. Nutrients, salinity gradients, temperature layers. A manta has nostrils, called nares, on the underside of its head. It samples the water like a sommelier tastes wine. It follows the scent of plankton blooms. But the craziest theory? They might use infrasound. Storms and waves crashing on reefs generate sound waves below 20 Hz. Humans can't hear it. But mantas. Their inner ear is exquisitely tuned. They can hear a reef from 200 miles away. They navigate by listening to the planet. Now we get to the strangest chapter. Love in the time of manta. Mating is aggressive. A female will be chased by a train of up to 20 males. They bite her pectoral fins to hold on. Her skin gets shredded. It looks violent. But for mantas, this is foreplay. The male inserts his clasper, a modified pelvic fin, into the female. The act takes seconds. But the consequences last a year. Here is the biological miracle. The female manta ray does not lay eggs. She is ovoviviparous. The eggs hatch inside her body. Typically, she carries one, sometimes two, pups. But here's the kicker, the embryo is not connected to a placenta. It has no umbilical cord. So how does it eat? It drinks uterine milk. A protein-rich fluid secreted by the mother's uterus. The embryo absorbs this through its skin and its open mouth. After 12 to 13 months, the mother gives live birth. The pup emerges as a perfect miniature replica, wings curled like a scroll. As soon as it hits the water, the wings unfurl. And it swims away. Alone. No parenting. No teaching. Just 50 pounds of instinct, hurled into the blue. And here is the tragedy, females only give birth every 2 to 5 years. They have some of the lowest reproductive rates of any fish. When you kill one manta, you aren't killing one animal. You are erasing a generation. We need to kill a myth right now. You see that? That little nub on the tail? It's a remnant. A vestigial dorsal spine. In their ancient ancestors, the stingrays, that spine was a venomous harpoon. But evolution cut the cord. Millions of years ago, mantas decided they didn't need weapons. They chose speed. They chose brains. They chose flight over fight. If you look at a manta's tail, it is harmless. It cannot sting you. It cannot poison you. The only thing dangerous about a manta is its capacity to make you fall in love with it. If they have no predators except the occasional shark or orca, why are they vanishing? Enter the horror story. Gill rakers. In traditional Chinese medicine, dried manta gill plates are sold as a detoxifier and a treatment for chicken pox. There is zero scientific evidence they do anything. A chicken pox virus does not care about a fish's filter. But the price? Up to $500 per kilogram. The fishing method is barbaric. They are often caught as bycatch, tangled in long lines or gill nets meant for tuna. But increasingly, they are targeted. Hunted. The fishers cut off the wings, the fins, the gill plates, and sometimes the meat. They dump the still living, mutilated body overboard. A 2,000-pound animal sinks to the bottom, unable to swim, suffocating because it cannot ram water into its gills. It takes hours to die. This is not fishing. This is waste. So where is the hope? The true story doesn't end in darkness. Since 2011, the Giant Manta Ray has been protected under CITES, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. You cannot legally trade their body parts across international borders. Countries like Ecuador, Peru, and Mexico have created massive marine protected areas. In the Maldives, it is illegal to touch a manta. In Indonesia, yes, Indonesia, the heart of the gill trade, they've created a manta sanctuary the size of Germany. The living manta is worth more than the dead one. A single manta ray can generate $1 million in ecotourism revenue over its 40-year lifespan. A dead manta is worth $200. The math is finally adding up. The giant manta ray has flown through the oceans for 20 million years. They watched the dinosaurs die. They watched the ice ages come and go. They have a brain that can recognize itself in a mirror. They feel pain. They trust cleaner fish. They sing to each other in infrasound. The true story of the giant manta ray is not a biology lesson. It is a morality test. We are the only species on Earth that can choose to save them. So the question isn't, can they survive? The question is, will we let them? This has been the insane biology of the giant manta ray.